Sign up for free Stratfor Intelligence. Simply enter your email address to receive 2 free reports each week.
Egypt's ruling military council finally announced a list of dates on Tuesday for the country's upcoming parliamentary elections. The announcement came as a slight relief to the large number of Egyptians who have been expressing growing concerns that the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces, or SCAF, was on the verge of delaying elections yet again. But popular sentiment against military rule in Egypt is still on the rise. Though we are now one step closer to the first elections in the post-Mubarak era, it doesn't change one fundamental fact. The Egyptian regime is doing what it can to hold on to power, despite publicly championing a looming transition to democratic rule. Tuesday's constitutional declaration put to bed growing fears amongst a wide swath of the Egyptian opposition that the ruling military council was on the verge of delaying yet again setting exact dates for when the elections will be held. The same group of generals that came into power in February with promises to relinquish control to a civilian government within 6 months are still running the show. And even the Muslim Brotherhood, which for a long time had avoided publicly criticizing the military, has begun to display that it too is tiring of SCAF rule. Stratfor has long said that the military council does in fact want to hold elections, but that it would take its time to ensure that it doesn't lose control of the process. The parliamentary polls will be divided into elections for the lower house and the upper house, which is known as the Shura Council. There will be 6 stages in total, 3 for each, and the whole process will run from November 28th until March 11th. And though the exact format of the elections has not yet been finalized, it's looking like the military is going to mandate that roughly 70% of the seats be reserved for a list-based system, which is akin to voting for a party ticket, and the rest be reserved for an individual candidate system. Everyone in the Egyptian opposition, from the Brotherhood to other Islamist parties to the secular parties, are opposed to anything but a purely list-based system because they feel that allowing individual candidates to run will simply give an advantage to the wealthy former members of the Mubarak NDP regime. But this may be exactly what the military council wants to ensure. By now, most Egyptians who took joy in the ouster of Hosni Mubarak have woken up to the fact that there really wasn't such a fundamental change in the country as may have appeared during the height of the Arab Spring. Accusations from Islamists and secularists alike that the military is trying to quote-unquote hijack the revolution have become commonplace, while state security has arguably become more intrusive in Egyptian society rather than less so. The ongoing criminal trials for Mubarak, his sons, and other high-ranking former NDP officials, meanwhile, are largely going nowhere, and it is the military council that ensures this as well. The issue of setting dates for the elections and the antipathy that it generated towards military rule was something that brought a bit of unity to a highly fractured opposition. Providing a degree of certitude that the vote will soon take place was a way for the military to ensure that such unity does not grow too strong. This is the game the SCAF feels it must play to maintain the balance in a country over which it wants to maintain control.